Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Chaos to Calm Budgets. This is my channel where I am documenting through cash stuffing and budgeting our debt payoff journey. We started back in April and I did check it out because I say this at every video that I am kerfuffled about how much we had to begin with, but I went back and had a look at our debt tracker and we started off with over £76,000 of debt. We have made a lot of progress since we started doing this journey, which was started in April this last year, so we're almost a year ahead. So having a full year review in April when the new financial year starts, I think will be awesome to see how well we're doing. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. And this week, what I am doing is I'm going to rule off the spends from this week and balance the books, take out anything that's owed from the folders and just make sure everything is squared off for this week and making sure we're sticking to budget. And then I'm going to have a look at what we've got in our savings pots and where we're up to on our debt and how much we've paid off and how that compares from last month, but also from the total as well. So it's always good just to try and keep us motivated. So let's get down to business. Oh my gosh, cue that song. Someone did comment and say that goes into song from the Hercules song. I think it's Hercules it comes from. Let's get down to business. Sorry, I'm a little musical interlude. I've got my coffee. I'm just gonna have a quick slurp and let's get cracking. So we've done all right, I think, so far this week. So I've been marking off all of our bills that have come off, and we are so far in terms of what's still to come out and what's left in the joint account. We've got an extra of £25.87, and then I've also got coinage of £6.28 in coins. This is likely to go towards my pound challenge this week, so that we can keep going with that. This is our expenditures for this week. So again, not much for week 2, which isn't bad. I did do a little bit of a food shop. I say a little bit, it did all add up in the end, but still can remain on budget. I've got the shopping list ready for this week, which I'll do today, but it's not a lot. So I'm still looking quite good to meet budget this month, so I'm really pleased about that. We are focusing on what we've got in the cupboards. I'm looking at cheaper meals. I've got into bread baking, so that's really good fun, and I think that's what it is for me. I'm looking at ways that we can eat homemade, and I'm enjoying it. I know people seem to think that if sometimes there's convenience, and there is convenience, there's a place for convenience foods, don't get me wrong, but I don't mind spending a little extra time in the kitchen because actually I enjoy it, and that's my respite, so to speak. So I think if you do find joy in things like that and you can save yourself money on the way, it's a win, isn't it? So we've got some birthday payouts here. So I bought some birthday presents that were due this week. I think I am overspent currently on the birthday budget, but I've bought a lot of things in advance. So there'll probably be months coming ahead where I put £50 in our birthday binder that we probably won't need, and then I can use that to kind of towards my pound challenge or other things instead. So I'm okay with that. Let's have a look. It's basically £40. I won't count that 64 because we just don't break into those sorts of things. But just trying to think if there was any others. There is no others. So birthdays, I believe, is in the medium term one. Let's have a look. Birthdays and occasions, yeah, nothing left. So have I got anything? I've got some money left in family fun, and I do have some money in miscellaneous, so I'm going to take it out of the miscellaneous. I've got, yeah, exactly £30 there. No, yeah, 30, and I need 40, so I'm going to take that one there. Have I got, yeah, out of the birthday the fun one, because I'm not using our IOUs. I'm going to use what I've got for things like that. So Then that will go into 10, 20, 30 and 40. That will go into spent on credit. I'm likely to probably, after this video, to swap out some of those denominations where I've got perhaps £20 notes or something in some funds so that I can save the lower denominations and pull them when I need to, but cash stuff for the beginning of next month. But I'll put it in there for now. So that's that one done. Tick and tick. And then for food, so I've got 1, 2, 3 entries on food. Let's add those up. £2.69 plus £67.72 plus £6.16. So that leaves me, I've spent £77.87. I'm going to round that up to £80 because it means more will go onto the credit card that we do need to start paying off more of. So food in the budget so far in our Monzo pot, put this to one side, we have got 350.65. So I need to take £80 of 365, which will leave me with 285. Yeah, 285. So I will find my placeholders. Just put this to one side for a moment. So I need 285 back into the pot. Just keep that 50. Let's find 250. Got 20 somewhere. No, I've got another 10 now. Yeah, 2 10s, that'll do. So 50, 60, 70, 80 and 5. So 285 to spend on food for the rest of the month. Like I said, I've got a small shopping list this week. So hopefully, what have I got then? If I've got 285 left and I've got 1, 2, 3 more food shops to go, divided by 3, 95. So I think that's still very doable. Put this back into the food wallet. There it goes. And then I will make a note on my little notepad just so I know to remove that from my Monzo account after this video. I don't need that slip anymore, we'll get rid of that. £80 food, and that can go onto my credit card then. I'll move that straight away. So food ticked off food. Now, I have spent on clothes. I'll have to see what I've got in here to see whether I've got enough to cover it. Hopefully we do. This was from, so my daughter had a voucher for her birthday. She decided to buy a pair of jeans with that voucher. I agreed to pay the difference because it was £18. She had £15 voucher, and I agreed to pay the difference for her. It's the first pair of jeans she's ever bought for herself. She's been very anti-jeans up until now, but she's finding her own style, so which is lovely to see, and they look beautiful on her. So I'm going to tick those ones off. So 16 there because it's £15.98. This was 2 pairs of school shoes for my son. I was going to use the Matalan voucher that I've got at the moment, but I'm going to keep hold of that and use that in a different time. The Aldi shoes, my son goes through shoes like they're sweets, and I think a lot of it is related to his needs, just the way he walks and that sort of thing. So I bought 2 pairs. It's probably the last lot of pairs that we can buy from Aldi school wear. Because I buy cheap, because if I even bought him expensive, he'd still be wearing through them very quickly. So there's no point buying him more expensive shoes in the hope that they would last longer. I tried that, it doesn't work. So they are fairly decent from Aldi, and they will, I bought 2 pairs. Hopefully 2 pairs will get him to the end of the year. So we'll hopefully get sort of 1 pair a term out of him. Yeah, they were £8 each. They're probably the last pairs that I'm going to buy from Aldi because he's in the last size that they do, which is a size 4. He's got big feet. He's only 9, but he's very tall. He's in sort of 12 to 13, 30 to 14 clothes. It's quite alarming, really, how quickly and big he's growing. But yeah, I will take advantage of why he does fit into those Aldi clothes. So 16, 17, 18, 19. I'll do that in my head. So have I got 19? Probably round it up to 20. Hopefully we've got that. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. 10 and 20. I'll round that up to 20. That will go into spent on credit. Lovely jubbly. So that's those ones. Then next I've got family fun. Now I know I've just rinsed the family fun. It's £5.10. We went for a bakery treat after my son and my husband's haircut. It's a little routine that they have, and they get a bakery, and sometimes me and my daughter will indulge as well. So that came to £5.10. I'll round that down to £5, but I don't believe I've got anything left in family fun, which I think is in this one, because I've just taken it all out to cover all the birthday gifts, which is correct. So what I'm going to do, I noticed some little money left still in the clothes. I've still got the voucher as well, so we'll do that. We'll take it out of there. Me and my husband have said that next weekend, because this weekend I've got lots on, I'm doing a apprenticeship course at the moment. I've got an essay to write, which I should have started weeks ago, and I haven't. So I definitely need to get my head down this weekend to get that done. So next weekend we're going to do a vintage haul in terms of all the clothes that we've already got piled up, but any extras that we come across while we do it, going through wardrobes and things and get things on Vinted. And then any money we make from that can either go to the pound challenge or go back into the clothes budget for anything else. And then household, £16.97. We'll call that 17. We'll probably have to call that 20 to be fair. Which is fine. I can't remember what it was that we got from household. I know what it was. I have bought a sourdough starter kit that was in their special buys this week, because I wanted to give sourdough bread a go. I've still got one going. It's going okay so far. So yeah, new hobby and everything. So I did that, and there was something else as well, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something for the house, obviously, because it's coming out of household, which is fine. I will take that out of which one? Household there. So which folder was it? I couldn't remember. So haircuts, nothing in nails, house maintenance, that's the one. So can I round it up to 20? I think there's quite a bit in here still. Yeah, 45. So I'll take 20 out of there and round it up. More money paid off on the credit card. There's 25 left in there, which I do want to keep building up where I can, because I want to I want to really overhaul the garden for this summer, so that's what the focus will be. And if I can build up some money whilst it's in the winter months and don't really need to do much, then that's fine. So what have I got in here then? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85 to pay on the credit card. So that's a nice feeling that that'll get paid off. So that's that one, and that is all of the spends, so that's not too painful at all. The only other thing I need to do is my little man has had a one-to-one, so I need to put £25 from there back into the joint account, because we do a bank transfer. It might be something I start doing in placeholders from next month, because it just seems silly that I'm having to take from here to then pay it back again. So I might do it in placeholders and then keep a separate pot or something on Monzo, just to keep it separate from the joint account. So that's that. And then I've got 20, 40, 60, 75 left, which is correct, what we need. And what I might do actually is change up those 20s to save the 10s in there. Although that's probably not the right pot to do it from, because I will be taking that week in, week out. And then my daughter didn't have guides this week, so I can take £1 out of that. That can go into my change pot for my pound challenge. We didn't need to use that in the end. Lovely jubbly. So £25, I need that again into joint account. Wonderful. Get those to the bank today if I can and get those paid off. So that's all of that done. I'll tick these off. Didn't do the meal out in the end. I put across there. We're doing that next month instead, and then I utilised the money that I'd already saved from the fun budget, if you remember from last week, to pay for our panto tickets. So we bought them a year in advance for Christmas Eve this year because our family really enjoyed it, so we're all doing that again. So I'm going to tick that one off. We didn't do that in the end. I haven't done the food shop yet, which is fine. Football's done, and she didn't do guides, so we don't need to do all of that. So I think we are pretty much on target there, so which is good. The only other thing then to do in terms of balancing the books is my pound challenge, which is kept here, and I need to get £51 together. Now what I said, and if you remember rightly, I had spare in the joint account £25.87, and then I've got £6.68 in coins, which I've just added £1 to as well, plus £1 coin, and then that totals then £25.87 plus the £6.28 plus the one. I've got £33.15. So if I take 33, I put equals £33.15. So I'm going to put 33 for pound challenge. From all of that. And then I've got to then find 51 minus 33, 18. I think what I'll do is I'll do 20 and then take that from next month. Or unless I take... yeah, that's going to get awkward otherwise. I'm going to take 31 from there and leave some, because perhaps you do that next week. So if I... £31 for the pound challenge, which, yeah, leaves me with 20 to add. So if I've got to put... 'cause it's in my joint account at the moment, the 25. So I'm going to take 25 of the cash from the joint account, because that is the same amount. Then I'm going to take 6 from here. Oopsie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 6, and then that's remaining there. So we've got 31 there, and then we need another 20, which I'm going to take. I'd already earmarked from it. We didn't spend anything on fuel this week, so I can take 20 from there. So we've done that. And I'll make a note of it in my green book so I know to take it from fuel. 20 fuel to the pound challenge, which then means when I've put all of that into the bank account, I'll colour that one off. I'm going to go for the blue, I think, this time. So that will make sure I've got 52 plus 51, so 103. I think I couldn't round it up. I said I was going to get some like £1 denominations in placeholders. So I'm going to find 100 from my placeholders here to put in there. Might just put 2 50s in there. Yeah. that 20 and put that in there. There we go, we're letting that build up. And then my pound challenge being used for any travel this year. I'm getting them to balance up. So I'm going to pop that to one side. That's got to go into, I might actually, yes, that's what I'm going to do. And put it back into my joint account because that's where it will have to be transferred. Put all the money into the joint account and then disseminate it from there to where it needs to be. So I'll put the 25 then with the coins. And I'll go to the bank account today. Going to the bank today. We're very lucky that our estate has a little precinct that's got a shop that runs the post office. So it literally is 2-minute walk away to do that. So done all of that. So my next on the agenda is just going through our debt tracker and our savings tracker. So I've already, as you can see, calculated up what was, I didn't do this in December, so that was the amounts that was there for November. So this is going to be a 2-month deduction. But you will remember we have increased our debt, rightly or wrongly, no judgment here please, because I borrowed some money from my mum, who thankfully was able to support with, so my daughter could get her Invisalign braces. So we're paying her back at the moment a rate of £100 a month. But if I can, I will pay her off sooner because I wouldn't want to leave her out of pocket like that for so long. So that was an extra 3,600 that we borrowed, and then yeah, we're paying her back at the moment for £100 a month. So we were at the end of November £65,961.51 in debt. These have I've increased on Amex. That is likely because I had a lot of IOUs in these, and probably a bit of Christmas overspending as well. Yeah, it just mounted up, and so it is what it is. I've drawn a line on it, I've gripped it in. This will be paid off next. We're just focusing on Mr. B's credit card at the moment, which you'll know we made a big chunk off this month. And the other thing to bear in mind, what we're doing at the moment, so the Virgin has slightly increased only because technically there's been no payment made on it. We are getting charged interest. What I'm cleverly doing, I suppose, for want of a better word, whilst we're focusing on some of the smaller debts, and then we'll get to this one, because we're trying to do a little bit of a snowball regime, I suppose, the method. They are doing every now and then deals on the account where you can ask for cash transfer. It's either balance transfer or cash transfer on the amount, that whatever amount that they can let you release from the limit that you've got on the card. And so what I did this last month was I utilised that and then used that as the payment to go back on the credit card. And then what that meant was the capital that we're paying interest on has now then gone on to an interest-free only for that amount that we were able to do it with. So I made the payment, and then I diverted whatever payment I would have ordinarily have paid from there, so I could pay off Mr. B's credit card first. And we're just I can do that again for next month, I have noted. So we are reducing the interest that we're paying. I could tart across. I have been looking for other interest-free credit cards. However, because of the amount of credit that we've already got out at the moment, the credit limit isn't worth it for what we need to get that transferred. And actually, we're probably just moving the problem. What I want to do is, if we can end up paying less to reduce interest where we can, I will do. But ultimately, we've got to pay it off, and that's got to be our next big target, really, because the others, Magnet loan for our kitchen, that's interest free. Furniture loan is interest free. The Tesco is the only other one that we're actually paying interest on, and the Amex credit card. So what I can do with Amex, because we utilise that on month by month, and we can carry a little bit of a balance on there, because as long as I clear off the balance from the previous month, I won't be paying interest on it. So for example, say it's £1,000 a month on average that we would spend on food, fuel, fun, whatever. If I'm spending that, then the money's already there and I can just use that to pay that off. But what it will do is it will pay the balance from the previous month off. So I could carry a little bit of a balance on the Amex, but at the moment I'm carrying too much of a balance to make that feasible, and I am paying interest on that. So those ones are kind of the ones that we do need to focus on next. Tesco then probably after that, to reduce the interest on that, because the others are interest free, so we may as well just let them run and pay the minimum payment until we can get to a position that we can then start tackling those ones. So I suppose it's a little bit of an avalanche approach as well as snowball, because we are focusing on the highest interest ones, but I'm starting from the smallest amount ones first. So there's the snowball bit, I think, that comes in. Right, let's add these up then to see where we're up to now. £4,047 on the Amex, fully paid off the Argos. We did that a couple of months ago, so we don't need to. And I am still counting them in, same with my credit card there, because it's nice to see. And it was nice to see more of the fully paid notes against each one of them. So I am going to keep them in because it's motivating. 424.65 for our dining room table loan. Then we've got mobiles at 442.24. That's just for the handsets for me and my husband. That will be finished paid off in August, so that's positive. Then Mr. B's credit card is at 721.95. Then the furniture loan is 3194.25. That is for the furniture, built-in furniture that we'd had in my children's bedrooms. So they're done now. But that's interest-free as well. So we'll just keep that ticking along. Then the credit card, my Virgin credit card, which is £10,809.93. Then we've got the Magnet loan of £13,305.24. Tesco loan £32,056.72. That will drop into the next £1,000 bracket next month, so that'll be nice to see. And then the loan from my mum, which is £3,400. So yeah, we have increased, but that would be because we borrowed the money from my mum. But overall, from where we started at 76,000, we're still almost, well, we're £8,000 down. So that's not too bad. I'm just getting this pen out so I can write the total of £68,401.96. So I will put we are up by, let's minus that one off, 65961.51, 2,440. So had I not had that 3,600, that would have been down, because there's a difference. So that would have been down by, if I put 3,600 minus the 2,440.45, 1,159.55 over 2 months. It's a little bit low, actually. I'm not quite sure why that is. It may be because of the increase in some of these, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll keep cracking on. We've got a plan. We'll do it. So after that, let's go through where we're up to with our savings pot. So I think I've captured all of the ones that I need to in terms of our ongoing savings. Some of these are medium and some of them are long. I'm just going to focus on the medium and the long. I won't bother with this one because this is our kind of week by week spending. That's kind of going to go down every month anyway. But some of these are more medium and long term. So let's start with the medium term. I think the ones I haven't captured are haircuts. I might move the haircuts into the more of the usual ones, and maybe the nails as well, but I will add that one on. I'll put it on here, haircuts. So we have got in here, because again this will go down because I've got my haircut this month, 20, 40, 60, 81. But as it stands today, we have got that in there. So that's £100 there. Then nothing in nails. House maintenance, we have got left 10, 25. House maintenance, 25. Wonderful. After that, beauty, nothing in beauty. Clothes, I will count the voucher in for the clothes because it does have a monetary value. So that was 20 and that's 10. So I'm going to go 30 on that. I don't think I've got clothes written down on this one, so I'm going to add that in. Clothes, 30. Then birthdays and occasions, nothing. Family and fun, nothing, because we've taken from there, and we've also used the miscellaneous because we have stocked up for birthdays. After that, we've got our long term. So long term then, the pound challenge we know has got 103 in there. We've just added to that. Car maintenance, what have we got? Let's have a look. So it's placeholders of 100, 50, 200. There's probably a little bit of interest in the Monzo pot as well, but I'll just do whatever's in the placeholders for now. Car maintenance, 200. Yeah, there will be, because look, I was at 101 last month. Phone repair, I put in, started going back onto this now. So that was 20. Yeah, I want to get my cracked screen repaired, and I want to do it properly through Apple. So I will need about, I think it's about 280. So I'm going to let that build up. Yes, I could have insurance. In fact, I do have insurance through my bank account. However, I don't feel that it is worth, because what they do is they basically replace the phone as opposed to repair. And if they do repair, they then take the phone but don't give you a replacement in the meantime. And I just can't be doing with not having my phone. It's just such a lifeline, isn't it? It's just not worth it. And so yeah, I don't utilise it. And then you have to pay your excess anyway, which is about £100. So if I've got to pay an extra 160 or 180 or whatever, then so be it. Anyway, so £10 on travel money, travel spending. We're starting to add to that because we've got a fair few trips. Booked Barcelona this week, guys. That will probably be equated for in next week's budget. So yeah, we've got lots going on. Family holiday for 2026. This needs to get to £4,000, but I have had to borrow some. So I need to take 640 from the pound challenge, because I think I borrowed that to pay for Paris that's coming up. So yeah, that's that. So we've got left in here 300, 400 and 50, 60, 75, 475. My husband gets his bonus at the end of this month. At the beginning of next month, there will be a nice big chunk going into that as well. So 475 for there. Then anniversary trip. Again, I think I put an IOU in here to pay for another trip. Yeah, from Misk, 270. Can't remember what that was used for, but we know it's there. So we've got 10, 20 and 30 for anniversary trip. Anniversary, where is that? There. 40th birthday trip, which again is booked but not paid for yet. So we've got in here 300, 450, 60, 70, 80, 95, 495. Was that right? Check that. 300, 400, 450, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95. 495 then on the 40th birthday trip. In our Christmas savings, we have got 100, I believe, just double check, because £100 a month goes into there at the start of the year again. We budget for £1,200 a year for Christmas, so there, 100 there. And then my son's DLA pot, which is what we're trying to build up so that we can have a private assessment done. 500, 600, 710 we've got in there. Ooh. So DLA 710. Subscriptions, and it'll cover kind of insurances as well. £100 went in there at the beginning of the month. That's a new pot, so I need to add that one in. Put it here. Subs of 100. And then the emergency fund, we've got 200, 300, and 20, 40, 60, 80, 380, 380, excuse me. Now, I've just noticed I haven't had a look on my trading 212 account, because I was for a while, if you remember rightly, adding in £100 a month for investments, and I stopped doing it because it seemed silly, because what I would get back from that compared to paying off my debt, I was going to be ending up paying more in interest on my debt than I was going to gain from doing the investment. So I need to pay off my debt first, essentially. But I left the money in there that was in there. I'm not sure how it's doing because I haven't looked at it for a while. What I am going to do, though, just for the purposes of trying to add up where we're up to and compare where from there to November, which I dare say has probably gone down because we've spent out on things that we were saving for this year already, and Christmas has gone as well, because that was a big chunk as well. But I will have a look at where we were at in November and just add that figure in. I just need to find where it was. I'm going to pause video and come back. Right, we're back again now. So 72374 was where we were up to in November. It may have gone up if the trading is going well. Not quite sure how it all works, but that's probably around where we're at the moment. I'm going to add these up now. So 20 plus 200 plus 25 plus 10 plus 475 plus 30 plus 100 plus 30 plus 380 plus 103 plus 1840.22 plus the 723.74 plus 100 plus 495 plus 710 plus 100, and that leaves us current of £5,341.96. I'm really chuffed with that, because I knew it was going to be down, but I thought it was going to be down a lot more. And I think probably because I've started adding in things like the DLA and things like that. The reason I like to do this is, should anything like an emergency, a massive emergency happen, I just reflect on Midlife Budget's account. She was 50-something budgets or 40-something budgets before she just recently changed her name. They had what they call Boilergate last year, and they really had to scrimp and scrape to get that boiler repaired. And I think what I like to do is just keep an eye on what we've got gathering here, because if anything like that happens again, I don't want to go into debt again to do that. I would like to pull from what we've got, even if it means I have to cancel a holiday. I don't want to do that. But if I have to do all of that, if I have to just change our priorities around, that's what we can do, and that we can pull from the £5,341.96 if we absolutely need to. It's just nice knowing that there is that buffer there should we need it. But it would be an absolute last resort. But it's good knowing from a financial perspective and having that security that it is there if we need it. So that's where we're up to. So not too bad, not too bad at all. Yes, I've gone up slightly in the debt, but we're down overall. Yes, we're slightly down on the in fact, I'll make a note of that, down by 5875.44 minus 5341.96. We're down by £533.48. That will no doubt go up next month as we add to it. So I'm not, you know, that's okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm so glad that we're starting the year off on a positive. We are on track, that we are really embedding some of those spending rules and wanting to do that low buy year. You'll notice I got a new candle go in this video. That is a Christmas present. I haven't bought it, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep going with the mindset of low spend where we can and prioritise the money where we want it to go. And for this year, it's a lot of travel. Got a lot of travel going on, which I absolutely am here for, and I have no regrets over doing, because we've also got to live our lives as well, haven't we? So it'll be a great year. It is my 40th year as well, so that's some of the excuse, so to speak, as to why I've got so much planned in, and I'm going to have a birthday party and all of that, and that will all have to be funded as well. But the money is here and the debt is still going down, so this year is going to be, whatever year it is, going to really enjoy it for what it is, and we're just going to keep getting that balance right. So that's me. That's my little mantra for this week. I hope you have a fabulous week, everybody. Keep going. Keep motivated. Please do comment, subscribe, whatever, like the video, because it really helps build this community, build my channel. I'm really enjoying sharing this experience. I hope I'm not boring you to death, but if there's anything that you can share, I'm all here for it. Thank you ever so much, everybody. You take care. Bye bye.